Here's some interesting news. Here's the top 10 vehicles that have the cheapest repair costs if you check engine light on. Coming in at number 10 is Buick, where the average check engine light repair is $420. And coming in number 9 at the list is Ford. Their average check engine repair cost is $385.15. Strangely enough, the lowest one is this 2016 Ford Mustang with $189 average repair cost. Number 8 on the list is Volkswagen. Their average check engine light repair cost is $379.63. And their lowest model is the 2016 Passat. That's $206. Coming in at number 7 is GMC, where the average cost is $375, with the 2016 GMC Acadia being $140. Number 5 is Dodge, where the average cost is $349.50, and the 2017 Dodge Durango is $127. I'd love to know where they get this information from, though, because, check engine lights is just a random thing, and a lot of times people get ripped off on it, so does it include the honest mechanics with the rip-off mechanics? That I don't know. Number 4 on the list is Chrysler itself, which is $337. The 2013 Chrysler 200 is $234. Now, I find that rather entertaining because the Chrysler 200 is one of the biggest piles of junk ever made. They were basically really Fiats. They don't make them anymore. They were horrible cars. I rented one once. It was one of the worst cars I ever rented. But they claim the repair cost for a check engine light is cheap. Number 3 on the list is Hyundai at $330, with the lowest one being a Hyundai Tucson at $79. Number 2 on the list is Mazda, which is $332, where the Mazda 3 of 2012 was at $224 up. And what is the cheapest one, supposedly, is Kia, where the average check engine light repair is $321, with the 2017 Kia Soul being $82. Fascinating enough, you didn't see Toyota or Honda on the list, because this is a list of the lowest price when your check engine light comes on. Well, if you took all the Toyotas, the check engine light hardly ever comes on, so they wouldn't even be on the list. Rather get a car that never breaks at all than one that, well, it's a little cheaper to fix when the check engine light comes on. That's the list for what it's worth. Now, here's some interesting hidden information. Turns out that Nissan dealers are getting paid to sell more Titan pickups. If they sell 3 to 5 Titans in the month of December, they get $1,500 per truck back. And if they sell 6 to 12, they get $2,500 per truck. Now, this isn't money that goes to you, the person buying it. This is money that goes to the dealership. Obviously, they're having a hard time selling the Titan trucks, which doesn't surprise me. I did a video on a Titan truck the other day, and the guy bought a used one that was totaled in a collision. So he got a real good deal. He only paid like $8,000 for it, and it was a nice truck. But in that same video, I said, it makes me wonder, why would anybody buy a new Titan truck? Because if you're looking at base models with V8s, the stupid thing was only like $1,500 cheaper than a Toyota Tundra, which is a far superior truck, and it was actually a little bit more than a Ford F-150. I can see why it's hard for them to sell these Nissan Titan trucks new, because they don't compete new. Used, yeah, you can get them cheap, but the poor sucker that buys a new Titan truck, man, and when they sell it used, they're going to lose a fortune. Where with a Tundra, no, they wouldn't. They go real high. So it's no surprise that they're pushing the Nissan dealers to sell more Titans and giving them an incentive, not to the people buying them. You still pay the same price. Maybe they should give that to the people buying them, if you ask me. Not to the dealers, but the people buying them. Maybe they could sell more, but still, even if they gave me $1,500 off, it still would only be like $2,600 cheaper than a Tundra. That's a much better truck. And when you're spending that kind of money for a truck, who would care about peanut money like that when you're buying a brand new one? I'd go with a Toyota Tundra, an F-150. Oh, those way before I would buy one that I saved $1,000 or $2 buying a Titan. It just wouldn't make any sense. Stuart Comcast.net says, we've always used E85 in a 2010 Navigator, but recently the mileage dropped. Thanks for the tip on how you get worse gas mileage. I also own a 99 Silverado that I tried to run on E85. I got in the highway, I went to 80, got a mile down the road, it shook violently. After 1,000 feet, it leveled off and ran fine. It runs just as good on E85 as it does on 91. Has anyone else tried to run E85 in an old V8 Chevy? Okay, here's the thing. When it's running, it can run perfectly fine. The ethanol is higher octane. But the problem with your old Chevy is it's not set up for all that ethanol. And what will happen is it will eat up your fuel pump. It will eat up your fuel lines. It will eat up your fuel injectors. Vehicles that are called flex fuel are made to run anything from 0% ethanol to 85% ethanol and 15% gasoline, which is what the E85 fuel has in it. 85% ethanol, 15% gasoline. But you can't run an old one all the time. Eventually, it will eat things up. So don't make a habit of it. You did it once, actually you could clean it out, you know? But you don't want to make a habit of it because the engine's internals were not manufactured for that. Don't try it all the time or you're going to have to be buying some expensive parts. Charlotte 2 says, Scotty, I paid a deposit for a 2017 Camry from Carvana. I can return it in 7 days. Independent mechanic said it most probably been in a wreck by looking at paint near the tires. He said he needed more time, but he also said it's not worth buying a car. It rides well. Carvana customer care say they're ignorant and they don't know that it's been in a wreck, but they said I can return the car if I don't like it. What should I do? Return it. Don't even think twice. The guy was honest, the mechanic, saying, hey, don't buy it. Those companies, they buy and sell so many cars. They have no idea half the history of anything. They just buy them in mass and sell them. They're just the pass-through device for selling stuff. And believe you me, I've had customers buy cars there, and I've met some of the, in quotes, mechanics that work at Carvana, and they didn't impress me. So, you know, their guys are just, okay, get it running, so it runs okay, sell it to somebody, pass it on. And a lot of times they pass the buck by saying, oh, here's a Carfax that shows it wasn't wrecked. Read the Carfax contract, and it will say in small print somewhere, because I've read them, to Carfax's knowledge, this car hasn't been in a wreck. It never says anymore it hasn't been in a wreck. It just says to our knowledge. Well, they don't know everything about the car. They're no different than Carvana. They never bought the car. They just get data from different places, and some states don't allow you to show accident wrecks, so they can't even give you. Some states are notorious, like some of the Carolinas, for washing titles, where it's a dirty car, they wash a title. So if you see a car as a title from one of those states, be real leery. It could have been wrecked, flooded, or stolen. Take it back. Don't. You're paying too much anyways. Carvana prices are way too high. Take it back. Get your money back. And I say go someplace else. We can get a better price than what they're charging. I guarantee you, they're charging you way over what the car is worth on the street. Manuel says, hey, Scotty, hope you can help me. I have a 04 Volvo S4 1.9 turbo, 53,000 miles. When I'm 10 to 15 miles an hour stepping the gas, I hear a loud clack every time I touch the gas pedal at low speed. What can it be? Well, let's hope it's not piston knock. Do what I tell everybody. Make a video of it, then post the URL of your YouTube video or whatever video you got on the ScottyKilmer.com website. It's my free website. You ask questions, answer questions there. You can post the URL of a YouTube video. I can listen to it and watch. Now, let's hope it's not piston knock, which I can tell by hearing with my ears. Pray it's something like maybe you got a worn drive shaft, and then when you hit the accelerator, it clacks because it's worn and the torque is on it, or sometimes a broken motor mount or transmission mount, when you take off, it clunks and makes a clunking noise because the engine and transmission move because the mount is broken. Let's pray it's that. But make a little video, put it on YouTube, wherever, put the link on Ask Scotty Community on ScottyKilmer.com, the free website you can go to, and you can listen to it. It's a great place to share information. Bunch of guys out there, me, bunch of other mechanics answering people's questions free. Check it out and put any links to your videos. That's the best thing on earth. When I was a young mechanic, people actually used to call my grandfather up. I learned from him. On the phone, they put the phone with a long extension cord next to the car and said, it's making this noise. What is it? And he'd diagnose it. Well, this is a lot better. You can make a little video. Stick it in the engine, stick it wherever, and I can listen and tell you. It's like doctors, on computers from overboard. Maybe they'll make robotic Scotty, and you can get robotic Scotty. Answer your car questions in the future. Who knows? Patrick Pellos, 814, says, when I get to work, we're usually locked out of the gate and sit 10 minutes before we're able to park. Would it be better to shut off my car or let it idle for 10 minutes? All right, it's better to shut it off, of course. But let's face it, it's winter now. At least when I'm making this video, right? And you probably want to leave it running so you get warm and you're not going to freeze. Plus, when it's colder outside, you're not going to have the problems of overheating like you are when it's 100 degrees outside with the AC on. Yes, it's a good idea to shut off, roll your windows down, even though you're going to get hot. It'll save your car. But when it's really cold outside, what the heck, letting it idle isn't really going to hurt anything. In the short term, it won't hurt anything, but it does a little tiny bit of wear. That's why I always warn people, don't buy used cop cars cars because a lot of times they sit for the equivalent of months idling when they're at places, and that does wear them out faster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.